What's up, everybody? So recently, I turned 50 years old, the half century mark. And I was actually in Mexico when it happened. Jody, the high hookers, many of the high hookers, and myself had just spent an evening at Coco Bongo. Incredible night. A wonderful, wonderful evening. Hanging out at the resort, and after a full long night, after a full day of festivities, I lay in the shower for probably like 2 hours. Wonderful shower, in these big hotels or whatever. The hot water never runs out. So I laid on the floor of the shower and I put towels up so that the room wouldn't flood too much, and I contemplated life, and I contemplated being 50. And I wanted to make a video about it. I haven't yet, and I just wanted to talk about longevity and arm wrestling and what it means to be an aging athlete and what surrounds that in terms of mindset. One of the things that you love as an athlete is taking steps forward. One of the most enticing things is knowing that you're better today than you were yesterday. That's really why you do it. You are, in a way, a body modifier. You are making yourself something that you are not. You are shaping yourself. You are making yourself into something greater. And that's a beautiful thing to fall in love with as an athlete. And you see so many guys, when they're competing, this is my best shape ever, and they say it with pride, and they mean it. And the mindset of seeking and believing is so important. It's not always true. Sometimes guys will convince themselves that they're the best shape they've ever been, but in fact they're probably not. But sometimes they are. And sometimes it's just a momentary little downturn, but guys are still on the upswing for a long, long, long time. Probably what really spurred me to make this video was yesterday. I went next door to my boy's house. I'm sitting there talking to Milo and Auden. Milo's just got back from work, and Auden is training like a machine, and he's sweating and he's breathing heavy and he's working. And I don't train like that anymore. I can't. At 50 years old, I've trained like a machine my whole life. Really, like I've pushed. The truth is I can't train the way I did when I was a young man. Just can't do it. Get too tired, I'll hurt myself. Can't do it. But somehow, I still feel like I can utter the words, "I'm the best I've ever been," when I show up on competition day. I can still do it. But you see what it's like to be young. And it's awesome, youth and experience and age, the contrast. Arm wrestling's a beautiful sport. It's never been a better time to be an arm wrestler. The sport is doing wonderfully, but whatever you are is probably inconsequential. As you age, it's interesting when you can say, "This is the best I've ever been." And I would take my hat off to everybody, over 50 and beyond, who can still say, "I'm the best I've ever been at the thing that I love to do." I've loved arm wrestling for a long time, since I was a very small child, and through my whole life, I've sought refinement through the sport. I will continue to do so, even in my moments of reflection on the shower floor. I drew the conclusion that I will continue to march. I'll continue to march forward. I do believe I have several years left of being able to say that I am the best I've ever been. But I am inspired by the youth, by my kids, when I see their effort. So this weekend, as a testament to old age, there's two guys I'd say who are in contention for the Grandmasters best in the world competing. Eddie's first. Actually, this is a King of the Table 14. Michael Todd, I think he's 53. I could be wrong. Maybe he's 52. We're close. I think he's 52 or 53. And, he's facing Vitali, a young man. And if he wins, he's got a shot at the number one spot in the whole world, at 53. That's awesome. It's awesome. When I was growing up, I was told that you were probably the best. You were from 18 to 25. It's just terribly, terribly not the facts. I think that as we go forward, as we continue to move forward in time and wealth and peace, I think that people will be able to be better and better and better into a deeper and deeper age. Someone I really look up to and admire has told me that there are people today who will live to be 1,000. And I believe him. Probably not me, but there are those among us who will start to live a very long time, and I believe that. I believe with modern medicine and modern nutrition and modern medicine that people will live a long time. And what that means is great expertise. Great expertise. As you age, you must do things better and better to stay on top and to continue to move forward. Your mastery must continue. Your patience must continue. You must be able to work through things that you have done many times before and still be vigilant. Todd Hutchings, I believe he's 57, or maybe he's 58. He has a world title defense at 95 kilo. Incredible. How incredible is it that at that age, 57 or 58, I should really know, that he is the number one guy in the 95 kilo division. There are so many people in 95 kilo in the world. And the most dominant one in the sport of arm wrestling is a grandmaster. I think that this is inspiring. There's never been a better time to be an arm wrestler. I hope that all of you live a long time and become greater and greater at the things that you love. I'm about to train. Have a great night, everybody.